What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here. I got another video from my main man Alberto Nunez today. When it comes to bodybuilding, we're going to talk now about abs. You guys wanted it, you got it. He's going to explain very briefly, succinctly, and effectively why most people don't have visible abs, how leanness is the largest factor, and how really when it comes to training the abs, there's not a whole lot you can do because it is a small muscle group, but he's going to show you a highly effective way to train your abs properly in order for them to grow rather than, let other areas like your back overcompensate when you do the movement or hip flexors. So, if you like this series, we've been doing this probably about one time per month. Make sure to like the damn video and comment below the next area you want to see. The one that gets the most amount of likes we'll make next. Without further ado, I'll let Alberto do the talking.
Hey Alberto, teach me about abs.
Today we're going to talk about abs. This is something that I've been putting off to the point that now it's almost November. A lot of you guys are getting your winter bulk on, and we've yet to touch abs. It's to tell you the truth, I'm not too excited about doing this one, but you guys asked for it, so I'm going to do it. One thing I want to differentiate, because I've seen the word core being brought up quite frequently. Core is going to be a whole lot of muscles that you might not be completely interested in developing. Things like your psoas, things like your pelvic floor, just a lot of things that no matter how lean you are, you'll never really be able to see them. What you guys are interested in is the rectus abdominis, the 6-pack, the 8-pack if you're lucky, the 10-pack if you're a human lobster, that thing that Matt Ogus has here that looks like really cool and the chicks like. That's what you guys are interested in. Now, the thing with this area here is that it gets a lot of overlap from other movements in the gym. There's just not a whole lot of bone here. So what ends up happening is when you squat, when you deadlift, when you do pull-ups, they get a lot of stimulus. However, you can actually do something to help develop them. But firstly, let's pay attention to what the function of the rectus abdominis is. What it does is it pulls your pubic bone and your rib cage together, okay? Now, one thing that I want to make very clear, that no matter, because this is a very small sheath of muscle, very thin sheath of muscle rather, large surface area, but very thin, it doesn't necessarily have as much potential to grow as, bigger muscles like your quads, your hams, your lats, that sort of stuff. So if you have too much fat over them, they're just not going to show, okay? So a lot of you guys were complaining about weak abs, most likely have never been lean enough to actually see them, all right? So now let's get into what we can do to actually improve this area. Again, it does have some growth potential, but it's going to be very limited by how much fat you have on top. I actually don't have very good abs. However, because I am lean enough, you can see them to some extent. I'm not going to lift up my shirt, okay, because I'm pale. But they're there because I just don't have much fat over them. So today we're going to go over one of my favorite variations. I think a lot of you guys of ab work. I think a lot of you guys actually do this movement. However, we're going to do one thing that's going to make it a little different, and it's going to make it easier for you to use the rectus abdominis and not other muscles such as your hip flexors, which do tend to take over when we're trying to do this thing right here. So cues to make this happen. First of all, you don't want to face the weights. I feel if people turn around, what ends up happening is their hips are quieter is probably the best way to describe it. You should pay attention to your hip angle, videotape yourself for sure, and see if your hips stay still. If you kind of see that this is happening right here, you're probably using a little bit of hip flexion. That's what it looks like, okay? So you want this to this angle to remain the same while you're doing your thing up here. Big cue to really make sure that what you're contracting is your rectus abdominis. What you want to do is you want to cough or get all your air out. So it's the exact opposite of what you would do when you are about to, dive down for a squat. You shouldn't dive it, but when you're about to descend into a squat, when you're about to pull a deadlift, you get your air in and you stabilize. In this case, you're not trying to do that. You're trying to get all the air out and get as much of a contraction as possible. How would I do this? How would I pace the amount of work I do with this exercise in terms of direct work for this area, the rectus abdominis? I would do anywhere between 30 to 70 reps twice a week. Try to be progressive, but try to be very, very attentive when it comes to your form. It's one of those movements where it's very easy to get other things involved if you're not careful. Be extra patient with your progression, but it should be something that you should take a progressive approach the same way you would with your biceps and just other body parts, okay? So hopefully that helps, but remember, the big point I want to drive home is that if you're not lean enough, they're just not going to show. I've worked with numerous athletes over the years who, when they started their fat loss journey, they were under the assumption that they just had bad abs, actually myself included. But you get rid of that, you'd be surprised as to how good your abs actually look, okay? So yeah, that is it, guys. Hope that helps you guys. Again, pleasure being on this channel. Appreciate you, Omar, and I need to eat, man. I'm winter bulking. Let's get rid of these things.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much to Alberto for doing the video. Make sure to check him out. Social media links will be in the description below. That's all the time we have, like I said. If you liked the video, you made it all the way to the end of the video, so what the hell are you waiting for? Like the damn video. Final announcement, a lot of the shirts you guys know, I have my own apparel brand, Rascal Apparel. We now currently have a sale. Use the discount code Halloween at checkout to save 10 to 15% off. It'll happen this entire weekend and then it won't come around no more. So if you've been looking to get some of the shirts, now is the time to use that discount code. Get yourself some fresh apparel, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace!
Alright, so if you want to look like you're in a romance novel, you came to the right place.
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.